How's it going, everybody? I'd like to welcome you to a insight video for the CCIE version 5 written and lab exams that we're going to be going through here. I wanted to take just a couple of minutes and kind of run through just a couple of things that I'm going to point out to you just so you have an idea of how I'm going to lay out the rest of these videos, especially with doing the live command line examples and things like that. So what I have in front of you is I have a 10 router topology. The way that I'm running GNS3 now isn't from the computer that I'm actually recording from. I'm actually remote desktoped into a Dell server that I bought. It's a rack mount server with 24 gigs of RAM and 2 Xeon processors. I'm using that in conjunction with GNS3 on my Server 2008 R2 box, and I'm using this particular server. I'm running GNS3 on it, and eventually GNS3 1.0 whenever they decide to deploy it and get it out there for public use. So I'm using GNS3. These are 7200 series routers. I'll tap on this guy and I'll hover over it. So these guys are 7206s. They are running 15.2 iOS Advanced Enterprise Services. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going through various demonstrations and things like that. I will be jumping onto these boxes, these routers here, and I will be demonstrating different technologies to you. So through the written section, which is going to be the first thing we cover, there's not going to be a whole lot of command line examples and stuff like that because I don't want to mix the two together. I really want to have a written and a lab exam set up so that when you guys are coming through and you're watching this, you're getting the theory that you need to build upon, so that when you get to the lab, we have the time to dedicate to it. I don't want to put two series together inside of one. To me, that it'll confuse me, and I won't be able to deliver the material as in depth as I want to. I have a long way to go when it comes to my own studies, so I figured if I'm learning something and teaching it to you at the same time, that's going to benefit the both of us and anybody that's watching these videos. So I just wanted to put that out there as to what we're going to be doing. And fortunately for me, my pen pad, I'm actually using it right now to move the mouse around. It is working. It works fine with the way that I have my computer set up. Everything's working the way it needs to be. So I'm going to actually put the pen away and bust out my mouse. So now I'm on my mouse. So I'm going to right click on here and just hover. And as you can see, they're 7206s. I gave each router 400 megabytes of RAM so that I can easily spin up anything and run pretty much any type of feature that might be out there. I gave it enough RAM. I was thinking about going 512, but I decided to tailor back just a little bit because I might want to run 20-30 routers. I have 24 gigs of RAM available on this device, so I might just go in and add more to each device. It just depends. So the average we can estimate is going to be about 10 routers. Could be less, could be more. Especially when we get into some of the larger topologies, when we get into MPLS and BGP and things like that, where we create large service provider networks and things like that, we might get into 20 routers. It just depends. But what I will eventually do is I will have a base of 10, and as I set them up, I will pretty much just maneuver them however they're going to be. So if I decide to do something, different, so this is kind of an MPLS setup. The reason it's MPLS is we have the provider core, provider edge, provider core, provider edge, and then we have customer edge, customer edge, customer edge, and customer edge. So we have a customer there that has two customer edge connections, and then we have maybe something over here in the effect of this is an HQ. These are two remote sites that are going across the MPLS VPN. Think something along those lines. So as we get into this more and more, you'll see where I'm coming from. Every technology that we cover, we will spin up a topology as we're going through. The one difference that I want to make sure that you guys understand is the written section is going to be nothing but theory. How something works. We'll bust out the command reference guide. We'll be looking at the configuration guide, looking at the way different things work, and I'll draw it up and explain the theory to it. And then, because that's ultimately what you're going to be doing in the written exam. I have not taken the actual CCIE written exam yet, so I am studying as much of it as I can think of to study so that when we do get there, we're all prepared for it. So I just wanted to cover that. When we get to the lab, this is what you're going to be dealing with on the majority of the time is going to be something to this effect. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Upcoming videos we're going to have is going to be a lot of CCIE written and lab exam topics as we get through the written and into the lab. And at the same point in time, we'll also be covering VMware Certified Professional, the version 5 release, so 5.0, 5.1, 5.5 for both vSphere and vCenter. So the same server that is running this GNS3 topology is going to be the same one that I run all of my virtualization on. As a matter of fact, if I scroll down here, I have VMware Player running right here. So I actually have ESXi running here, and if we were to bring it up, I have 2 servers already running inside of ESXi. So from now, with that being said, that gives me the ability to grow this network and start working with it more in depth. As you can see, I'm running 5.5 right here. So I've got 5.0 and 5.1 that I downloaded, and I will be spinning those up so that we have a mixture of the 3, because I understand that there shouldn't be a lot of customers out there that are running 5.5. So I'm going to have a host that's going to be running 5, a host that's going to be running 5.1, and I'm already running 5.5. So when I get to the data center side of it and get vCenter up and running and all of the hosts into it, I'm going to have a mixture of the 3 so we can see how each one works, and we can be fluid in all of the 5.0 versions, or 5.x versions, I should say. So that's what we're going to do. I just wanted to cover a quick video of what we're going to be doing in the near future. Any questions, feel free to drop me a line, either through my YouTube channel or watch the channel trailer, and I definitely will spend time to get you guys up to speed on all the technologies that are out there. I hope this has been informative for you. I'd like to thank you for viewing.